Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hang on, I bumped my camera when I stood up. There we go. That's a little closer. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully, you are good. I am getting much closer to being over that nasty cold that I had, so hopefully, it's going to be a good stream today. So, we're currently in my neighborhood. Um, Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit, but first of all, here on the Lotro Stream Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Lotro Stream. And I am your host, Little Redhead. So I will be taking my handy dandy little Hobbit here out for a tour on the Mordor server. We'll be running around and doing festival stuff here today on the stream. And also, up above me, you will see that we have Extra Life has begun, which is a fundraiser for children's hospitals in North America. And so I am part of the SSG stream team, and I have gone with the team default hospital, which is Boston, because that's the one that is closest to where SSG is located, and that's the one that they like to support. So I will support them too. As you might have noticed, people have started donating already. So we have $130 of donations already towards my $750 goal. So that's fantastic. So I'm going to do a Hobbit flip to say thank you. And the team itself has a goal. I have to remember it's up this side of my head. Has a goal of 30,000, and we already raised half of our goal, which is 15,000 has already been raised. So that is amazing. So thank you to everybody for that already. And then this coming Saturday, which is November 2nd, is the actual Extra Life game day. Sometimes SSG participates on the day, and sometimes it participates like a day before or so. This time, we are participating on the actual day. So on November 2nd, we're doing a marathon stream starting at, I forget what time it actually starts at. I'm streaming not first, and I'm on at, I think, 11 Eastern time. So it probably starts at like 9 a.m. Eastern time, maybe. I've done the conversion onto my calendar since I'm in Europe. It's the afternoon for me, but it's definitely morning for folks who are in the US. So I think it starts at 9 a.m. and then probably goes till like 9 p.m. or maybe later. I should look at the schedule again. But it's going to be all day. So come and hang out where there's going to be giveaways. So all day long, while we're just going to be like streaming back to back to back to back, and there's like 14 of us, I think, that are streaming. I mean, it's a bunch. And during the streams, we'll have folks in helping out in the background, like Eldolith and before, who will be doing giveaways in the chat during the stream. So you'll have a chance to win. Probably things like cosmetic pets. This is what it's been in the past. Cosmetic pets, not real pets, just for cosmetic versions. Oh, you're wet. It must be raining outside again. Cosmetic pets, titles, possibly housing item like the cozy cat or cat on a cushion or something like that. I think they did one year. And often there's Lotro points also. So, yeah, a good time to come and hang out and enjoy watching some folks play Lotro, because you can get involved and win some stuff for Lotro, so that's always nice. Hi, Casper. What you doing? It's so funny. He has this look on his face sometimes, like he is just this little bitty kitten who's just so curious about the world. That's great. I love it. All right, so I have popped over to one of the houses in the neighborhood where I have a house. Excuse me, one of our kin members has the 2 ingredient crates, and I thought I would go ahead and collect some goodies from these ingredient crates. Just taking a moment, excuse me. Also, sometimes there's hidden, I don't know if you can see it, but underneath the gazebo, there's like little wisps of things happening over there. There it is, and you can see this guy. He comes out, just fantastic. I wonder why it's not doing that? Well, you know what? We can come and do this later. That is fine. So I am going to take us over to the party tree. Well, that was my apple juice for the stream. I just drank it all. It was tasting very good. So there's a handful of things that we can do. Oh, look at the fireworks. Yay. That's always so cool. I love some of the different stuff you get in the game. Actually, the opening stream, the opening little movie that we put together, and by we I mean before, for my stream. It's well, I had input. He did the work. It's my character standing like up on the hill, and then we watch the fireworks, and you can like look over the Shire and stuff. I just love the party tree area. They've done such a nice job of the landscape and, you know, all the things that you can see. I just think it's really nice. All right, so a couple things. Well, first of all, we want to get the wrapper. We don't want to miss out on that, right? Because every day that you do the wrapper, it takes you one day closer to finishing the like Uber wrapper, and those have even more benefits. So we want to make sure we get all of that. So we'll start with getting our daily wrapper, which is to do 10 quests. So we have some options. We can go into the Haunted Burrow, and there's a bunch of quests here. There's actually one for this character. She has 2 quests that not every character has. If you are a member of the Ale Association, there's a quest over here. And if you're a member of the Inn League, there's a quest over there. So that's 2 more quests that not every character has, but if you are a member of both of those, you'll have those 2. So that's 2. This guy has 3, so that makes 5. She has 1, so that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do have 10 quests right here. If we do every single one of them, that's not including Begonia Grub and her wanting us to go do the trick-or-treating in costume. So not including her, we have, 10 quests here. We also have, if we wander over here, we have Bingo Boffin, and he has his 2 sets of quest chains that you can be working on. The first one was Frightful Tales to Curl the Hair on Your Toes. And the second one is The Curse of Eerie Acres. So those are really fun quest chains to do, and I'm in the process of working on those with this character. And then there's also the 4 different areas. So the Shire for the Hobbits, so party tree in this case. Breeland Festival Grounds for the Bree folk. I think it's in Dooland for the elves, not Kellendam. And then Thorns Hall for the dwarves. And each one of those has one of these tricksters. And they have like a silly do a trick, do an emote for somebody. And they have 4 different people you need to go to and do an emote for them. And they will give you, this guy, the trickster person, the quest giver, at the end will give you either a token, which gives you access to get a mask, or 3 fall festival tokens. Those are timed quests, so you have 20 minutes though. So that's pretty good. Then you would use that token, if you had one, to come over here to this Games Master, and you can trade that token along with some festival tokens to get a specific mask. So there's 4 different masks. Each one of them has a different one. So if you are a collector of masks, that is a track you can go down. I am not, so I don't feel a need to do that. But each one of these people, as well as the trickster person nearby, has a random grab. So Apple Tub, I have grabbed an apple, which I then barter back with this guy to get a fall festival token. So he barters in small apples, medium apples, and large apples. And the bobbing for apples and things, they do not count as festival quests. So actually, I'll just do a quick tour because I think I have milestones and whatnot to each of these. Well, I have hunter travel to 3 of them. And let's see if I have a milestone to Calendar Doolin. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, so if there are any donations to Extra Life while I'm on stream, I will do a Hobbit flip to say thank you. There's a sound file that should play for me if there's a donation, but if I don't hear it, y'all just let me know. And I have just put into the chat some information about Extra Life. It has the Standing Stone Games link. Oops, it only lets you do one pumpkin patch. And if we do exclamation point incentives, then you can see more information about what kind of goodies you can then request as a thank you for making a donation. That's just stuff that SSG will give you. So that's nice. All right, so this is the Bree one. The trickster person is over here. I only like doing the trickster stuff for the hobbits. I don't like doing the other ones, so I'm just gonna show you where the person is. But they're right here for this one. And then you have to run all around Breetown. Let's see. Oh, right. We're going to see if we can go find the elves. Let's kill them. Well, I think we have to then ride up to Doolin, but that's okay. That's not so far. I want to switch my emote. Okay, I haven't opened it, maybe. Or I opened it, and then I didn't do it. Hang on a second. Can we get in here without it crashing? Yeah. All right. Let's see. I need to look at milestone pack. That's the one I want. So let me put that on my thing and then use it because I really like that one. It looks like your character's packing. It's so cute. All right. Next time we use a milestone skill, you will get to see it. But I think I need to go up. Yeah, it's not here. I need to go up the hill. So let's take a horse up the hill because it's faster-ish. It's faster than just riding yourself overland, so it's fine. But yeah, they always do, for the festivals, you know, they're in the 4 different areas. So hobbits, race of man, elves, dwarves. And so during one of the festivals, you come around here and you're collecting the spring flowers. That's like kind of in this area, like the area we just passed, and then kind of over to the side over here. So those are the kinds of areas you're looking for those flowers. And then there's some quests that you would get during, pretty sure it's Spring Festival, where you do the shrew stomping. There's an older lady that works at where I volunteer. She'd be like, blah, 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 when she does that sort of thing. It cracks me up. Anyway, yeah, there's some other quests that you would do, and they're in this area of different flower picking and things of that sort. So they always have it in these 2 areas when you're doing festival quests for folks. So this one, well, we'll go ahead and go all the way to the stable master so you can see, kind of get your orientation. So you can see we have our stable master here. So if we go down the hill into this area where the dancing instructor is, this is where you'll find the person that's their festival game of luck. Oops, I have to actually check the scrolls, the chest of scrolls. I found an unimpressive scroll. So unimpressive. Well, we'll just trade that right back. Thanks, man. And then you've got your in-league and yellow association there. And a dance leader there. And then I'm pretty sure... Hang on, let me get on a mount. Make this a little easier on myself. Because, you know, it's a long way to ride. Oh, that person's doing the milestone that I just did. I think that one's cool. That one's, I like that one a lot. It's my second favorite, but the packing one's my favorite one now. Hang on, I went the wrong way. Okay, so this is where the milestone is and the stable master. I might change the milestone. And then, is this the trickster person? No, it's not. They might be down the hill. We may have missed them. But they're around here somewhere because then I think they send you all over this place. But let me switch to this milestone instead of Calendum. Oh, I only have 2 on this character. Crazy. All right. Yes, that would look great. Thank you. Let's go up to the dwarves. I have a Cato on my desk who's sitting on top of papers and stuff. You know, I had my desk all cleared off and the cats were just so happy. And then slowly things are accumulating again. That's how it goes, isn't it? So I'll need to take some time and clear it off again soon before it gets overrun. But we go in just like we were going to do the keg stomping, bumping, hitting thing. That's not the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. And you go in here where the bar is. Here's the trickster for this group. He sends you all over inside here. Troves and trickery. I don't think they send you outside, but they might. Then you got your Ale League and In Association folks, or Ale Association in League folks over here. And then the grab bag luck draw thing is over here. And this one's geodes. What did I get? I got 1. I got a cracked geode. The next one would have been a pristine, and the best one would have been a faultless one. Faultless. Okay. So now we just did all those, and that got us a couple extra tokens. Cool thing about these is it's got a 1-hour cooldown, and it's got these cute little icons that are different. Scroll searching, geode hunting, pumpkin picking, and apple bobbing. So those are really cute. I like those. Those are underneath your character at the top. And you can do those. They have a 1-hour cooldown. So that's nice. Yeah, let's go back to the party tree. Now, they don't count towards festival quests, so I still have 10 to do. But, if you're, trying to get tokens, like I am, because this is a new server, right? And I'm trying to, get all the goodies for all of my characters on this new server. You get all the good cosmetics, and although I admit I haven't redressed my character, she's still in short sleeves and whatnot, but that's okay. All right, well, we'll just start at the back. We'll start with this guy. So let's run over here. So he wants us to go and play tricks on the hobbits that are lost in here. These are the same hobbits that other hobbit is looking for, those friends of hers that she has lost. So you're playing tricks on those very same hobbits. What was the other thing I was going to say? So the first week this year of doing the festival, I came in and did the Haunted Burrow, and we went through it very slowly and took our time and looked at the map as it was slowly revealing itself to us. So I have a tendency when I get in here to just kind of go, and I don't really stop and think about it so much. So I might end up doing some of that today. So if I am just zooming through and you're like, hey, well, can you pause a second and tell me, how did you get there? Please do say, and I will happily pause and give a little bit of insight into what I'm doing. Happy to do so. All right, so we have this bucket of treats over here. Oops. We want to click on that and scare this poor little hobbit guy out the door. Oops. It's interesting. I have noticed that on the server, I seem to get a little bit of that stuttering with this character, and I don't notice it with my other characters. Although, yeah, because I'm running one other character. I'm running 2 characters through the festival. Rosenboom here is my main character on the server, And then Adamantia is like kind of my backup. And I've been running the pair of them through. Well, I say backup because basically festivals are fantastic for gaining levels. And those two characters, well, they still need levels. I haven't picked this up today, have I? Yeah, it's been more than 24 hours since I've opened this. What did we find? We found some trick things to play on people, a painting of a watchful warg. Oh, the bucket's back here. And 3 fall festival tokens. Okay. But no hidden deed, or hidden, that's not what it's called. I forget what it's called. There's a quest. Well, maybe it is a deed. Well, you pick up a thing and it takes you down this quest chain. And that's the only place to find it, is in that box. You can only check that box once every 24 hours. So, you know, if you really want it, it's worth just like standing your character next to it. Log in, like set an alarm for 24 hours. Log in, see if you got it. Log out, go to the next character. Just rotate through them. The sad thing, though, is because it's like a quest that you get. It's an item, but it starts a quest. Anyway, you can't trade it with your other characters. So, you know, maybe you want it on your main, but you get it on, like, you know, the character you never play or whatever, which is kind of a bummer. But, so it goes. Alright, so now we need to go and tell the dwarf of our hilarious escapades. It was hilarious. And so we gain 900 reputation with the Ale Association, and we lose 500 with the In League. So if we do the In League,
might I speak with you a moment?
We will gain 900 with the In League and lose 500 with the Ale Association. So in both cases, you're going forward 900 and back 500 in total. So a net progress of 400. All right, we're carrying some wine. Zoomity zoom. Gotta take it outside. It says don't drop it, and I've thought about like under what circumstances could you force yourself to drop it. I guess if you like clicked on the bar and were like, no, I don't want to be carrying this anymore. I guess that would be considered dropping it. So May Gamgee here, she's the one that's got her friends who are lost, and we're gonna go find them. So those are the same hobbits that we just moments ago were playing tricks on, but now we're gonna go and find them and offer to show them the way out if they want it. So now notice that we're not clicking on a barrel or anything next to them. We're actually clicking on the hobbit themselves. But it's the exact same path. I have a kind of a path that I follow, and I think lots of other folks do. I've seen other people using this exact same, like you see the same person over and over again as you go like in one door and out the next, that sort of thing. So I'm pretty sure this is a well-established pathway. So then in through this one, and this one doesn't have any hobbits, so we just go straight to the door. This one has a hobbit, she's over here. And then we just continue on our merry way, doing our little S. And out. And now we're in the base, or the base room, I guess. You know, the main room. And so we have 3 here. So 1 is there. And then the other 2 are over in this area. I'm actually feeling a little chilled. I might grab a sweater here.
Dear me, what do you want?
Give me a second. Figure I'll get out and then I will grab a sweater. Because I don't have... Oh, no, I closed it on myself. Darn, darn. So sad when I do that. It's like, no, I didn't mean it. So also notice because I did the in league, I've got like this effect going on me where and it would even be stronger, but I've got post-processing turned off. But, yeah, I've got an effect going where it's causing my screen to slowly fade back and forth. Oh, hey, we just got a donation. Well, the team just got a donation of $50 from L. Wagner. So that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and I would say our team is trying to raise whatever it was I said, 30,000. Excuse me. But I am happy to do a Hobbit flip for a donation to anybody, not just towards me. So I will turn myself around. Don't make me turn this Hobbit around. And we'll do a flip. Woo! So thank you to the donor who's probably not watching, but that's okay, for donating to the team. Woo! Okay, so we've just gone and found her people. We'll go ahead and do this one. So this is 3 separate little quests. And the first one, excuse me, is in the attic. So I do them in the order that he has them, because those also just happen to be the order of the thing. But looks like this person is also doing it. And it's bad form to, like, you know, jump in front of somebody. So you can, like, help them. But it's rude to, like, cut the line. So they were already doing it. Looks like this dandelion person was coming in about the same time. So we'll let them go. So they're in combat, but I can, you know, help out. Although they might not have needed it. So as soon as this guy disappears, then I can pull on the chains. And he comes back out again. You would think this Hobbit would learn his lesson. But nope. All right. So, yes, there's these bats that can hit you. It seems to be a triggered effect of that area, like a zone. So sometimes I'm able to not get it. So B4 has a theory, and it's not bunnies. His theory is that if you hit one of those marks, you have an effect on you. You know, we'll just go in order. We'll go ahead and go in order. I'll show you what I normally do. These folks are probably going to be in front of me, but because we kind of paused a little bit, though, maybe they'll be a little bit ahead of us. But okay, so his theory, B4's theory, is that if you have been hit by an effect, like here I'm being hit by an effect, that if I walk over a spot where there's another effect, I have a temporary immunity against it. There might be a thing. Let's see. What do we got here? Now, I'll have to look at it next time. Oh my gosh, my mouse was acting up big time the other day. And I was like, oh no, because I really like my mouse. It's got all these buttons on the side and everything. And I was really sad. I was like, oh man, am I going to have to get a new mouse? Oh, here's the packing up emote. Isn't that great? Oops, you can't really see her. And then she puts everything in her backpack, puts it on her back, and zhoof, we're gone. Hey, just right, Sandy. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. We're back on Extra Life time. So, all right. So that was number 2. Oh, and what I used is there's a thing that you get, a travel skill that you get when you're doing the Haunted Burrow. That is like a get out of jail free. It lets you just exit the Haunted Burrow. Looks like it has a cooldown time of 30 minutes on it. So I'm not sure if that's the default time or if it's normally an hour. I've got all the cooldowns. Well, they ran off. Okay, guess they aren't doing this one. Cool, cool, cool. So I went ahead and used that because where we were in the Haunted Burrow is like basically the furthest from finding a way out. It takes the longest. So it's faster to just use that get out quickly button. It's quicker to do that than to run through. So I do it when I'm doing that second quest with that guy. So, how's it going, Sandy? Hopefully everything is good with you. We're doing Extra Life fundraising. And then Saturday we're doing the big marathon. So that'll be fun. Okay, so we've got a couple more quests. 6. So we've done 6. We should have 4 more. Oh, right. We haven't done this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and do Poppy Cotton. Hers is the same thing 2 times. One of them you have 4 minutes and the other one you have 20 minutes. But it's the same quest. And that is we're going to go collect some proof that we made it through the Haunted Burrow. So we go back to each one of those rooms where we found the hobbits. But this time, we're looking for a trophy. Okay, so notice let me show you again there real quick. So there's this thing on the ground which turns things dark. Like it makes it invisible. Or it makes it turns everything dark and invisible. Now notice I just went over the bat spot and I didn't get hit. But I don't see anything in my, I don't see anything on here that indicates that I have any sort of immunity. And yet it sure acts like it, right? So that's kind of B4's theory. Oh yeah, the proof is over here. No pudding. It's actually on the other side of that wall, but you can reach through the wall and get to it, which is nice. The proof for this one is behind the door. Doop-a-doop-boop. Cool. Proof for this one is near the end of the last hook of the S. There we go. Anyway, so that's his theory, that if you get hit by an effect, that you have a temporary immunity to being affected by any other effects. I mean, it seems like a good theory. It seems to work for me. All right, cool. We did it. Yay. Let's do it again. Sandy says, I'm good. Tuesdays can be busy or crazy. No worries. Well, it's good to see you. Glad you're doing all right. We had a week off from our Dutch lessons. It was like fall, autumn holidays. The kids get like a week or 2 off here. And so a lot of other things will end up taking a week off also. So, for example, he's in a choir and they had the week off, I believe. A number of people where I volunteer were gone for, took a holiday somewhere, like popped over to Germany or something. Some friends we know actually who live south of us, down in Den Bosch, they did that. They went and took like a couple-day trip over to Germany just for funsies. So we had the week off of our Dutch classes, which was nice. And it was so funny. So we're back in class today, and our docent was like, all right, tell me what you all did, but you're not allowed to say, I stayed home. Like, we know everybody stayed home, or that many of you did, so you've got to tell us something else. And she actually turned it into 1 truth and 2 lies, so you had to tell 3 things, 2 of which were not true, and 1 of which was true. People had to try and guess which one was the true one. So I told 3 things that I had actually done, but 2 of them were like 3 weeks ago, and only 1 of them was last week. So I thought that was a good way to to do it. It was pretty funny. And one of them, I said we turned the heating on because it got chilly, which we did do a couple weeks ago while my friend was here from the U.S. Oops, make sure that's not being covered. But people were like, well, that one's not true because it was nice weather last week. I'm like, all right, you got me on that one. What you doing? Hey, pretty boy. Casper's on the couch over here. Hey, you guys can't see him. Yeah, he's by the red pillow, which, yeah, you just can't see. There's the edge of the couch right there. There's like the armrest on the couch, and then the rest of the couch goes this way, and he's over there. And then I've got a Kato over here sitting on my desk, but you can't see her there. So they're doing a great job of being just off camera. Sorry. Are you guys being camera shy? All right, so Holdfast Burrows. He's got a similar thing going on, but not exactly the same. So his deal is that he was going through the Haunted Burrow. He gets to all these same places. So the attic, the main cellar, the cobweb wing, the creeping wing, and the basement. So those are all those rooms that we run through as we're going in now. The only one that we hit more than once is the main cellar, because you go into the main cellar, and then you go to the attic, back to the main cellar, and then you do cobweb, creeping, and then back to the main cellar. So you see the main cellar, oh sorry, basement, and then main cellar. So you do, yeah, cobweb, creeping, basement, and then back to the main cellar. So you see the main cellar like 3 times in this adventure. So you're trying to go to each one of these locations to find where he lost one of his goodies, right? So, and this is not timed. This is good. That's good. Oh, also, is this the one? This is the one that gives you virtue experience. So if you are going to make sure that you do one every time, this is the one to do so you get that virtue experience. So that's a really nice little extra benefit. I've noticed that most of the festivals, they have one quest. Very nice. They do have a quest somewhere in here, built in here, that gives you virtue experience. So it's worth, keeping an eye out for where that quest is. During which festival? Oh, one of the festivals. Summer festival, so harvest. This is harvest. Farmer's Fair, I think. There's a Hobbit. She's standing over here, and she's lost a bunch of her stuff. She's the one that's your virtues quest for for that festival. But anyway, so it's this guy for this festival. Okay, so when you get in, oops, if I remember where to put my fingers on my keyboard. So when you get in, each of these levels has, let me see if I can find one, because I only know how to get to the right one. There we go. So we've got this jar of crawlies here. And there's jars of crawlies splattered around in the main cellar. And so if you click on one, it's going to tell you whether you're right or not. So this one, we are not right. It says you plunge your hand into this jar, but the insides of it squirm as if alive. Bugs, bugs, bugs. So that one, thanks, honey, was not the correct jar. It even says that was the wrong jar. The right jar is actually by the attic. So we're going to pop over as if we are going to the attic, and then we'll pause jar of crawlies. So we click on this one, and it says you plunge your hand into this jar, but the insides of it squirm as if alive. Bugs, bugs, bugs. But then it says you bear it just long enough to bravely retrieve a pocket watch held hostage by the creepy crawlies within. So hit continue quest. It says you have found Holdfast's missing pocket watch. So we've got to find, he's missing a button, a glove. What else is he missing here? Here we go. Button, glove, ring, and monocle that we have yet to find. We found the pocket watch. So we still have like 4 more things to find. So in the attic are bone piles. So you click on the bone pile. It says these delicate bones have an ashy feel to them, like they'll crumble in a moment if you trouble them. You imagine the dust of death filling your nose and eyes, and squeeze your eyes, shut unwillingly in anticipation. This is the wrong bone pile. The right one is not far from our guy who pops out when we click on the chain. This is the bone pile that we want. This is the good bone pile. Hey, Megan! Almost missed the stream, but I made it. Well, welcome! Yay! Yeah, I know. If there's some of our EU folks who are coming in are probably going to be like, wait, you already been on for an hour? What? Because Europe went to the time-changing thing. So we've fallen back an hour already as of last weekend. But the US has yet to do that. So we're currently an hour different. Yeah, normally there's 6 hours between us and the US Eastern time, but right now it's 5 hours, which was kind of fun because there's a crochet person, Tony Lipsy, that I really like, and I'm in a group with her, and she does like a Monday night stream at like a live stream, and you can chat, and it's like a nice cozy thing, but it's always at midnight for me. And I'm like, I just cannot do midnight. It's just too late when I've got to go to school, when I got to go to class the next morning. But because of the time change right now, it was at 11 p.m. last night. So I got to hang out and listen to about half of it. It was really funny though, because I forget. So I was listening to it on my phone as I was getting ready for bed, and it's like 11:30, and at 11:30 my phone goes to do not disturb. So videos, it makes no sound. So videos play no sound, texts don't make any sound. Like it goes quiet. I can still do things, I can still see things, but there's no notifications and no sound coming through. So I had forgotten, and I was like listening to it, but I was also looking at flipping through other things, and all of a sudden it went quiet, and I was like, crap, did I close it by mistake? And I went back to it, and she's like talking, but there's no sound. I looked at the clock. I'm like, oh, because it's 11:30. I was like, yeah, I better go to bed. It's that time. Okay, so this bone pile, it says the same thing about the delicate bones having an ashy feel, like they're going to crumble at any moment. But then at the end it says, fortunately, your fingers grasp a shiny button before too long. So it says, you have found Holdfast's missing button. Ta-da! So there's like another bone pile if we wanted to, click on that. Now we don't really want to click on that. Let's go ahead and head on out. Kato's walking around on the back of the couch. She's been doing this thing where she's sleeping on the back of couches again. It's so cute. So after you find the correct one, I'm pretty sure the rest of the things in that space... Oh, no, the bone pile was still flashing. We tried this one. That was the correct one. When we come out, now I'm kind of curious. We'll keep an eye out for other jars, because now I'm curious if it still flickers once we found the right one. So, okay, so we are in Cobwebbed Wing. And in this wing, we have, let me show you, here's one, these sticky cocoons. So for example, you click on the sticky cocoon, and it says you tremble as you reach into the soft, sticky webbing of the large cocoon. It looks uncannily real, even though you suspect it may be a fake. It is cold inside, and you shiver. Did you hear something? So this is the wrong cocoon. And also, you get hit by a spider when you do it. A spider does that, and it poisons you, like that guy's got poisoned. So the one we want is actually back here, behind, on the other side of this wall. So you can go through the wall and find it, but like that person's probably doing. But I can get through this way. It says, do you really have to reach in here? You ought to. Holdfast said he searched in any unlikely place where treasure could be hiding. Oh, it is sticky and terribly unpleasant. Are there words for such an awful sensation? You pause for a moment, your heart beating fast as can be, and pull out a very nice glove. Hopefully this belongs to Holdfast. So we have found his missing glove. So now we can leave the room. Tellurian says, I bet B4 is quite mad at the time shifts since there was some bug in Festival Buddy and maze maps related to the time. Yeah. Hebe and I were talking about that because... Oh, I know what it was. So there's a maze in this festival, and every day it changes to the next maze. So it goes to 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back to 1. And in Festival Buddy, that B4 has... Festival Buddy 2 that B4 has put together. Let me make this bigger. I made it bigger on another character by mistake, and now I'm like, I really like it. So if you put in the maze, what's the maze called? Challenging Wheat. There's a good one. It'll show you the maze. And at the top, it tells you Oh, I got a donation. I missed it. Well, thank you, whoever did the donation. I will do a Hobbit flip here in just a second. So at the top of the maze, it tells you what number it is. So like in this case, it says number 4. You might not be able to see it on my screen, but it does say Tanglecorn Maze number 4, map number 4. The maps change at 10 o'clock server time, not 3 a.m. server time, because 3 a.m. is normal. But for some reason, the maps change at 10. So I was playing before that 10 a.m., but the Festival Buddy had it already on the map that it would be after that day's change. So, yeah, he and I were talking about that. So he said he was going to try and fix that. Okay, so in this level, we have these barrels of mystery flesh. Woo. So when you look inside it, it says, "What foul brew is this? The flesh is sickeningly cold and smells of something rancid. It is slimy, sticky, and the memory of it lingers on your hand even after you have withdrawn it. This is the wrong barrel." But okay, so I came in from here, go across past the table. If we go here, on the other side of this wall, there is another barrel, and we want to click on that. Megan, you donated 30. All right, I'll do a flip for you here in just a second. It says, "Oh no, really, Holdfast? Why did you look for treasure in here? The smell is unbearable. It's all cold and mushy. It seems that Holdfast didn't spend long here, for you're able to find his ring near the top of the disgusting pile. If there's any more treasure hidden inside, it's best to let it stay there." Bleh. Well, I will do a flip for you in this creepy, creepy place. I even do 2 for your donation. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Oh, hey, don't forget to get your goodies. Let's see. Hang on. There is... or to at least request goodies. So... For folks who donate to the Extra Life campaign through the SSG, to anybody on the team, it doesn't matter who. Oh yeah, that bucket's still glowing. I could probably touch it again. Yep, I could. Whoa, we're gonna just skip away from that. Yeah, you got your eye on some of the musical instruments. Yeah. So yes, for people who are donating, make sure you go to do the Survey Monkey link. And tell Cordovan what you want. Now, if you, let's see, I think the max is 60, and that gets you the most out of the options. So if you think you might get swept up in the excitement on Saturday and donate again, then hang on, and then you can just combine all your donations, like, 30 today, and then maybe 15 to somebody, and then 15 to somebody else, then that would make 60. And then you get the max number of choices off of the loot list. So you don't have to do it until you're, think you aren't doing any more. Oh, right, we're going to click on a disgusting puddle. So this is the wrong disgusting puddle, so we'll click on that. All right, so this one, it says, "You reach into the puddle, but the blood drains from your head as you realize that it is quite warm. Feeling very faint, you continue to feel around." Ew. This is the wrong puddle. So yeah, you kind of faint. So we're going to run away from that puddle, and unfortunately, this is the puddle we want. Yeah, Agarther. This is not the disgusting puddle you're looking for. Move on. But this one is. It says, "Something glints in the middle of the puddle, and you are sure it is something that belonged to Holdfast. You reach for it, but blood drains from your head as you realize the puddle is quite warm. Feeling very faint, you quickly pocket the monocle you have retrieved." And annoyingly, it's also, that puddle is in the middle of an effect box. So you get hit twice, because the puddle makes you faint, and then the box makes you cough. So it's a real annoyance to get in and out of that one. But we have found all of his things. Let's see. I was going to see if there's any more thingies. Like the buckets, But you saw what the buckets look like. You saw how yucky it was. So we've got all the things we need to get back to him and get our virtue experience. So here's all your stuff. He says, "You are such a brave hobbit. I can't believe you were able to bear it in there. You are bolder than I, and no mistake about it. I'm tremendously indebted to you. I'm beginning to recover a bit from my terrifying adventure. Did you see any treasures while you were inside? Maybe I'll have another look." No, don't go have another look, you goof. Oh, dear. I think I have another emote I can use, though. Oops, that's a head thingy. There we go. Cool. All right, so the last of the 10 that are for here is this guy. So this is the riddle in a bottle. This is the one quest in here that doesn't follow the rest of the path that we've been doing. For all those others, we've basically just been following the same path over and over and over again. This one's going to take us in a whole different direction. And so what I mean by this is, let's see if I can show you the, that was going to stray, it's fine. Okay, so for example, here's the maps of the Haunted Burrow that we've been running in and out of. So like this is the main cellar, and normally you go in, you follow this kind of blue line to dark blue, and you go into the attic. You go straight into the attic, and then you do whatever you need to do there, and then you hook a left and you're out. So you come back out, and then you just go blue line straight across and into this door here, which takes you into Cobweb Wing, I think it is. And you just kind of go zoom, zoom, get your stuff, out you go, say hi to the Hobbit, whatever, head out, end up in the Creeping Wing, zip straight through if there's no Hobbit there. Or maybe I got those mixed up, reversed. And then off to the basement, where we come in, and then we do the S, and then we come back out to the main cellar. We pop out here where the yellow line is, and then we follow it down, 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 and go back out. It's kind of straight lines, but it basically takes you, in a loop in a way. Okay, this one is different. So this is a riddle in a bottle. So where is it? Is it under A? Oh, it is. It's under A, riddle in a bottle. That's hilarious. B4 points out, for anyone using Festival Buddy 2, as I am, you can scale the window with the map in the plugin options window. So if you missed me doing that, it was the gears up here in this corner. You click on that, and it gets you to the plugin manager window. And it by default puts you on the Festival Buddy 2 plugin manager options part. And in here, you have a number of different options you can play with. For example, escape key closes the Festival Buddy windows. I do have that on. Sometimes I regret that, but usually I don't. But then the main window scaling is here. So that's that one I've been playing with. And then is the map automatically scaled with that? It must be, yeah. And then at the bottom of the map options for Harvest Math, well, auto open the map is clicked yes, because when I pick up the quest that is where I need a map, I want that to show up. The map up is north in my case, I've chosen that. And then you can choose to change the Harvest Math maze. For example, when I first came in, I didn't know, the Festival Buddy didn't know which map it was because I hadn't done any yet for the festival. And so I went ahead and came into here and changed it, and then I was able to pick the correct map, which I did not do the first time. I picked the incorrect map, but eventually I got the right map. So, yeah. Okay, the maze maps are different. The quest guide maps are scaled at the top. Okay. Anyway, so there we go. Oh yeah, I was pulling up a riddle in a bottle because in this case, we don't even go to the attic, first of all. So we come in, and instead of going off to the right and doing all that direction, it actually takes us to the left, and we get our own special door that we're going to go through. And then we're going to pop out, and we're going to end up going, so we end up going through some areas that we don't normally do. So I'm just going to pop that over to the side. But we'll go ahead and do this. Now, A couple things about this quest. If you haven't done it, or if you've done it and you've had some struggles with it, because I know that that happens. So let's kind of run through some tips and tricks before I pick it up. Because one, it is a timed quest. So you have plenty of time in the quest to make mistakes, which is nice. But it's ideal, you know, if you just zippity zip through it without making those mistakes and not have to worry about it, not have to think about it. Epic Games TV says hello and good morning. Good morning to you. It is afternoon, almost. Well, yeah, it's not quite evening for us yet because we're an hour earlier. But good morning. Okay, so it's 9:30 for you guys. So what is it for us? 17 and a half. So like 5:30. It's 5:30 here. So yes, good morning. We're just about to do riddle in a bottle. Okay. So when you get inside, it says use the hint inside the Haunted Burrow to determine which bottle to drink from. This will help you navigate the course. Follow the riddles through the burrow before the time runs out. So when you get in, there is a table, and there's 3 bottles, a white one, an orange one, and a blue one, and sitting on the table. And you have to figure out which one of these 3 bottles, based on the clue, is the correct one to drink. Okay. So now, once you've done it and read the riddles and everything, you're good to just do the thing every time the same from there on out, because the riddles don't change, the bottles don't change. It's always the blue bottle. It's always the white bottle, you know, at these separate tables. So that's where Festival Buddy is kind of handy in this case, because he's already gone through and done that work. So like go inside and use the white bottle. Go to the cobweb wing, use the blue bottle. You know, so if you've already done this, instead of having like a little sticky note on your desk or whatever, as I often have done, now I just use Festival Buddy, and it keeps me on track. So I do have this tucked over here. Maybe I'll tuck it there, and you guys can then read the words without it being too much in my way as well. Okay, so like I said, we're going to take a different path though. So we've accepted his quest, and we need to go in. When you first walk in, the table is right in front of you. You see it right here. And the clue is on the wall, and it says a whole lot of words. And then basically it says the orange bottle has an etching of a warrior, the white bottle has an etching of a tree, and the blue bottle has an etching of a cloud. And you have to figure out which one of those is the correct one based on the clue in front of you that you just read. And then these are the 3 bottles. So you've got your orange one, your white one, and your blue one. These are the bottles here. In this case, we want the white bottle. And now we feel invigorated from our drink, and we have these shields. Now, normally, as I said, we would go that way, right? But we don't. This time, we have this. Now, this extra benefit I have on me doesn't last forever, I don't believe, so it does disappear at some point. So you made it to the cobweb ring entrance. So this is a different entrance than normal, right? But it pops us out here. So in this case, we want to use the blue bottle. So it's this tall blue one here. So we click on that. That was delicious, whatever it was. And now, let me zoom out. Now, normally the door we want is right there, but we're bypassing that and going all the way over here to this weird wall, this false wall, and then we're going straight ahead. So that's different, right? Okay, now we're in the creeping wing, and we want the orange bottle, and the clue is on the floor. So it says the orange bottle, and forever I thought this was the orange bottle, this with the big bubbles bottom, but no, it's this little teeny one right next to us. So if you're having trouble figuring that out, that could be helpful. So normally, again, we're looking at that door, but we're not in this case. It wants us to go out over here. So remember, this is where we fought that little hobbit that came out from the candle. So it's across, it's opposite that, all the way over here to this exit. And that brings us to the basement, and we need the blue bottle. I'm going to close this because now we do actually follow our normal path. There is no special door for this one. And then we go back out to here, and we still have 3 minutes yet. So even if you make a mistake, you still have some time to make it out. If you make a mistake there's 3 different options, is my understanding. It's been a while since I've made a mistake with that. One of the options gives you what we just did, which is you get the correct one and you get the protection, which protects you from like any of the ground effects. Yeah, you don't get hit by any of those things. Okay. There's like that was okay. You don't feel anything special, like it was water, something like that. I think it's then you're just running normal through the burrow, but you might get, you still have to deal with the effects then of like walking over dark spots and whatnot. And then I believe the third one is like, it slows you. So maybe we'll try that later because now I've done it. I can't get it wrong. Maybe we'll try that with another character. Oh, you know what? That might be a fun thing to try on Saturday and see how that goes. Yeah, maybe we'll try that. Because Saturday, streaming, Extra Life. Yeah, let me put that in the chat here. So, bum. So we've got the Extra Life fundraiser going on. Yay! So actually, I can do a couple of things. Yeah, streamer, that's me. So that'll take you directly to mine, or you can go to the team. All of these things are good. And then, what was the last one we did? Incentives. Somebody did some bugs on me. That's awesome. There you go. So there's a whole bunch of links to take you to all the various Extra Life stuffs going on, including the loot list of goodies that you can choose from. Okay, so now I have actually done 10 festival quests. I do not have to keep going. I do want to make sure I talk to Rosa Hornblower and turn that in. Don't want to forget that. So I could turn it into her there. I could also have waited and gone to see her in Wistmead. Oh, excuse me a second. And turned it into her here because she is also here. But this is Wistmead. If you haven't seen it before, this is where you come in. And you have a whole area over here. And then you have the maze back there. You have kind of like a central hub-ish here. And then you've got some other areas over here, including one thing I absolutely love, this little mini graveyard, which is terribly cute. And remember how I had that button that I pressed to get us out of the Haunted Burrow? Well, there's a similar button to get you out of the maze if you get just lost and can't find your way out of the maze. And it drops you off. This is where you come out. Which is funny because I thought it would be like right out front of the maze, which is how it works for the Haunted Burrow. But no, it drops you off in that little, it's like a res circle. I thought that was kind of cheeky. I like it. Yes, it's spooky. So there are not 10 quests here, unfortunately. Not quite so many. We have 2 with Hallinard Bunce. We have 1 with Iris Tunnelly there. We have 1 with Wallerick Goodworthy, so that's 4. Ermintrude Haybank at the maze. She actually has 4 also. So that's a total of 8 that you can do here at Wistmead just natively. If you're doing any of the bingo quests, that does add extra numbers to what you could possibly accomplish here. Yes, you see before you a hobbit defeated by the wheat maze. He just died trying to get out. So I just think it's so funny. It's like, yeah, that's a defeat circle. I love it. Okay, so we'll start with Hallinard and grab his too. So he's got the Eerie Fog, which is the drink here that he's, trying to perfect. Oh, goodness. All of a sudden, I don't know why I'm yawning. Hey, before I forget, Deco to me you. Woo! Because it's festival. You can buy housing items at the festival brokers. And if you want to see what a festival item looks like, Deco de Mew website is the place to go. He has everything there, and a lot of times I've noticed what he does is he puts it like in a Belfast house without anything extra, and then you can kind of get a good look of like what does it look like, and then often he'll have like a dwarf standing next to it, so you kind of can get the scale of it. Oh, you know what? Before I go and do anything, okay, so I picked up the two from him. One is which is we're gonna bop those goblin gourds and send those flying, and the other one is we have effects from the Fog Noggin Ale. We need to shock ourselves a little bit to work off the effects. So we just saw a bat. So it says, what sort of vile illusion is this? Sudden terror grips, grip me the rest of it. There it is, grips you and you feel more alert. Hooray. Before we do too many more of those things though, I do want to grab Frightful Lack of Spirit, which, so we walk up to hobbits and go, boo. And then I want to get Iris Tunnelly's Find Some Black Cats. Okay, the reason I wanted to have all of that at the same time is that way, as I'm going over here and doing things like, I can go boo to a spiritless hobbit, and then I can also come and drink out of this steaming stein, which is 2 different quests, and try to get them, you know. You're not entirely certain if that was coffee, but you feel better. So there's a stomped shrew up ahead of us here. It says, what have so many careless boots wrought? Sudden terror grips you and you feel more alert. And then there's a goblin gourd. There's usually a spiritless hobbit there. So you kind of end up finding kind of a path that you want to follow for doing these things, because like, yeah, the gourds are always in the same place. So you just pop by and like, bappity bap, you know, send them off. And then like these things that the stomped shrew, the spiritless hobbits, they're always in the same place. So I kind of end up with a path. It seems like each year I do a slightly different path. It doesn't really matter. The thing that's generally the hardest to accomplish is finding 4 black cats of all things, because they are not persistent like the spiritless hobbits. They don't come back right away. And it seems like they're not like always there. So for example, there is a black cat that hangs around here, but you'll notice it's not there right now. It seems like there's so many spawns of them. Oh, the murky water helps make me more alert as well. And then once somebody has picked up the black cat, it seems like it takes it a minute to respawn. So the black cats do seem to take a few minutes that seems to be the hardest. It feels like we're always fighting over black cats. So I try to knock those out as I see them. There's the ghost of Old Took. So funny. Could it be the ghost of Old Took? Hey, Skagosi says, good evening, Little Red and Before. Good evening to you as well. We're off trying to provide extra spirit to spiritless hobbits. Brr, spooky. And knocking some gourds around. And spiritless hobbit again. Oh, I didn't even hear you coming. Okay, so we've surprised a whole bunch of hobbits. Good on us. Now we still need one more cat. Now, one thing I discovered one time, and I don't know if this was a fluke or what, but so I did the maze, and I came out the back of the maze, and I was riding around, and I found like a ton of black cats, like chilling out along the side. So I think I might try that too. So let's turn in our spiritless hobbit stuff to him. I know he's got another quest. That's a Bingo Boffin quest. We'll come back to that. So let's go ahead and do hers. So like I said, she has 4, but you'll notice she only has 3 for us right now. The reason is that 2 of them are in conflict. Challenging wheat is where you go through the maze and you have to find your way out, and you have to do like the long way, and it's like do the whole maze. And then she has another one that we're not seeing called Cheat of the Wheat, where there's gaps in some of the walls in this maze, and it allows you to skip through them, cheating, as it were, so you can't have those at the same time. You got to do one and then do the other. All right, Then we also have gathering gourds, which is, there's gourds. There's some truly wondrous gourds growing in the old wheat field. Gather some so that we may decorate. And then preventing a murder. There are pesky crows all throughout the wheat fields. Shoo them away if you can. With all their squawking, it sounds like they are laughing at us. Indeed. So you'll notice the map popped up as soon as I started picking up Tanglecorn stuff. So this is the map. So as I was mentioning, the green line, the solid green line, is the way to get through the maze properly. And then the dotted line is the cheaty version. And you'll notice it goes through a wall here. That's what those two little orange dots are side by side. It's like that's where the break in the wall is that you could cheat to get through. Okay, so I'm going to just tuck that over here on the side. And we will go ahead and grab her challenging wheat quest. And you'll notice that the cheat part just went away. Now I am going to tuck this over here, and I have to really focus to get this maze. So unlike the running through the Haunted Burrow stuff, where you've generally got plenty of time, especially once you know your way, the Tanglecorn maze, this particular maze, is not forgiving. You can make maybe one mistake, maybe two. But more than that, and you are shot. Good luck, start over, try again, didn't work. Now, Before has done a nice thing where if you stop and type /LOC, it will show you on the maze map where you are. So that's really handy. So I may end up stopping to use that while we're running through here. So I'm just kind of letting you pre-know what I might be doing. Okay, so let's see if we can make it through here. Here we go. Okay, so up, around this, straight up for a while. Don't have time to stop and pick up things. Go around this, up, over, I think this way. Up, over. Oh, nope. Zigzag. Here, we're going to do a quick LOC just to make sure I'm on track. Okay, cool. So we turn up. And we go around this. I have 26 seconds. Oof! Okay, that was good. That went really, 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 really good. Yay! I have had so many of these lately where I come out and I got to the end the other day and I had 1 second left and I got to the end and it didn't count. That was heartbreaking. Well, I did it again. So, yeah. See, Beaufort says, I bind LOC to a shortcut location so I can trigger it with a mouse. Well, that's fair. I did not do that. Oh, here's a fresh baked pie. Let's do that. That'll knock off some of my fog noggin effects. The strong scent of blackberry pie heightens your senses and your appetite. All right, so we're going to go back and let her know that we got through the wheat field. Yay. And then, now she's ready to let us have cheat of the wheat. And we'll go ahead and pick that up. And then I've got the cheat map up. Now, I wanted to point out that on the deed log, under class race epic, and then the second tab, which is race and social, there is a deed for this. And it's called the Wistmead Wheat Maze. And you can see that it has the mazes listed. So complete challenging wheat, maze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then complete cheat of the wheat, maze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to do all 5 of the mazes in both the regular and the cheat version. And as I mentioned earlier, the maze changes every day. So over the course of, 3 weeks, you need to make sure you hit the maze on those 5 different dates. So like I got some of them last week, and now I've got some of them this week. So I have actually managed to hit them pretty good. So the one I have not yet done is the cheat for maze number 4. Well, guess what today is? Maze number 4. So we're going to give this a try, and I might complete this deed with this character. So that's exciting. Okay, so here we go. And yes, I do not have LOC bound to a thing. Okay, and then zigzag and go up. And then zigzag, go through the cheat. Yay. So I have 14 seconds left. I think maze number 4 is the most forgiving. Yay, we found our way out. Hey, we went that way, and I didn't see any cats. So let's go this way and see if we run across any cats. But I didn't see any cats as we were wandering out this time. Oh, but hey, look what we found. Hello, little black kitty cat. And there's one there. So yay, haha. Maybe we should just come and done this first, because there's like three black cats hanging out here on the side of the maze. Yeah. Oh, hey, but there's a gourd. We still need 2 more of these. Let's go ahead and hit that while we're here. Yay. All right. Yay. That went pretty well, didn't it? Cool. Ta-da! And there we go. Complete 5 challenging and 5 cheat quests. The Wistmead Wheat Maze has many amazing challenges. And for that, I got a title, Maze Master. So that's cute. Can I just run back in? Oh, I can. Cool. Well, that's good, because I still need to pick up all those gourds and things that I didn't do. So we'll go ahead and swing around picking these up. So here's an interesting thing that happened to me. I was doing the maze yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And didn't think about the fact that it changes at 10 o'clock server time. So I'm just in here, I'm doing the maze, and it didn't go well. And I got like a failed. Right around that same time, like I'm in the maze, running through, trying to find my way, you know, in and out, whatever. And the whole thing kind of flickered for a second, and all of these walls disappeared. Like I'm just looking at a big open field with these walls. The outer walls were still here, but all these inner walls were gone. And so it was still all of this spiky grass and shrubbery and that. And I could see all of the crows and pumpkins that were lying around on the ground. And I thought, well, that's convenient. I'll just run straight over now that these walls are gone. But then, like, a moment later, the walls faded, you know, kind of faded right back in. I was like, okay, fine. Oh, well. Well, did not occur to me until about 5 or 10 minutes later when I'm trying to still find my way out. I had, like, found all but, like, 2 of the gourds or something. And I'm like, well, it's right there. You know, I'd pull up the map. I'm looking at where the map is. I'm looking where I am. And I'm like, after a couple tries, I'm like, wait a minute, this map doesn't match where I am standing. Like, it says go left or right or whatever. And I'm like, there's no left or, like, it didn't match. And then it occurred to me, it hadn't been a flicker, hadn't been some sort of a glitch that had happened. It was the map changing while I was in the maze. So I didn't know it would do that with you in there. Like, I guess I kind of assumed that it would be something like, you know, whatever maze you went in on, that's what it was. And then when you came out, like when you went back in, it'd be the new maze because it, you know, the time had changed. So that was fascinating to discover that if you're in the maze, when it changes, it just changes right in front of you. So that was wild. And the way that it did it, that it kind of like blinked out of existence and then blinked in. That was really fascinating too. So if you're ever doing the maze and it comes to be 10 a.m. server time, just be aware that what you're doing can change in front of your eyes. Okay, Telerian says, and the quests for getting through the maze will fail. That was a question I had because it was not clear to me whether I had failed the quest before or after the maze changed. Like, it kind of all happened around the same time. So I you know, if I had to write out the story, I would have thought, oh, I failed it. And then a wacky thing happened. But it happened so close to each other, it could have actually been in the other order. And that would also have made sense. I had gotten lost, though. I mean, there was that. Yeah. So that was pretty funny that after it took me a good couple minutes before I'm like, this map doesn't match where I'm at. What is going on? You know? Speaking of, give me that map. Give me the map, give me the map. Where am I? Okay. If I wanted to be there, I am not going to be there anytime soon. Okay. Good to know. I'm sure there's more gourds in this place, right? I need 3 more gourds and 2 more crows. But, you know, we can try and come at it from this angle. Let's see what we find. Alright, cool. Got that one. Yeah, so that was really fascinating to encounter. So that's the thing that before and I got to talking, and he was saying that, yeah, that's actually something that he wants to try and address, because the other thing that threw me off was I came in to do the maze, and it was before the time had changed. And so the maze was still, for example, maze number 2, but the plugin said it was map 3. Because the plugin had already changed to the next day, whereas the map was still, you know, on the previous day, because it doesn't change at the same time as the server changes. Oh, let's see. I got the gourds. I got the crows. Okay, cool. We are ready to go. And there we go. So that's how the maze works. Why, it is the master of mazes. That's funny. She changes what she says based on the fact that I got the deed. How cool is that? All right, let's turn in our kitty cats. Oh, we haven't finished the gourds. Let's do some more gourd action. Here's one. We have managed to shake off our effects, so that's nice. You can also do push-ups, and you can also do slap in order to get rid of some of those effects. Yeah, B4 says, good point. Festival Buddy 2 should pop up a message if you have less time to do the quest than the quest takes. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, because if you pick up the quest, you know, and it gives you a minute and a half, and the maze is going to change in 60 seconds, then you are most likely going to fail. I mean, yeah, at least you that's super. Yeah, you have the agency to choose whether you're going to have a go at it, but at least you come in with full knowledge. Okay, so I was going to go turn these into Hallinard buns. So the Eerie Fog and Gourds and Goblins. Let's see. So we've done everything except for the Troves and Trickeries thing. Oh, we could pop over. You know, I'll do the Hobbit one because I don't mind that one. But I don't want to do the other ones. I don't like them. They send me off to all these places where I can't remember where I'm going, and I don't enjoy it. I know, right? I think part of it is just because I have my, like, path. I know the path on this one, and I know where to find the people. All right, so we pick up the quest from him, and now we have 20 minutes to do it. And Festival Buddy 2 pops up this lovely little thing for me, which has the 4 different emotes that I need for this quest. So that's really handy. And they count. It's not like I have to then pick from them and type it in. I can, like, click on the person, click on the emote, and it counts. Boom, we're done. She is tickled by my trick. I think the other reason why I don't like doing the other ones is because, like, this one, the hobbits are tickled by your trick. It's like you're playing along with them, you know, whatever it is, or you're having a laugh, but with them. And I was doing one of the other ones, and it felt like we were making fun of the characters. I don't know, I just didn't like that. It wasn't my jam. Oh, yes, let's see. Title awarded. Maze Master. I still have Honorary Boffin as my title. That one cracks me up, so I keep it. All right, so she would like us to burp for her. We have done so. See, it says she's delighted by your trick and follows suit. I think that's one of the things I don't like about some of the Ale Association quests, is that they're, I don't know, they seem a little mean-spirited. Like the one dwarf where you have to go make fun of him for being a part of the inn league. I'm like, I don't want to do that. What if he wants to do that? What if he's a happy guy? Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about my mouse, right? So it stopped working and I was really like bummed out. And then I was like blowing on it, I was looking at it, and I realized there was a cat hair sticking out of it. And it's, you know, it's a mouse that has the light to make it work. So yeah, it was there was just a mouse hair. All right, he is delighted by our trick of a tantrum. We are in solidarity with him. Anyway, I was really happy to find out that my mouse was fine. It was just a cat hair to get rid of. I can't imagine where this cat hair could have possibly come from. Yeah, they're sleeping. All right, we shall shiver for this farmer, and he is delighted. Oh, sorry, he is tickled by your trick. So now our 20-minute timer actually stops, which is kind of handy. So if you're like, I don't know, got called away, you know, and are just coming back and you're like, oh no, as long as you like get the fourth one in before the 20 minutes is up, then you're fine. So, and then again, this is the guy where we could choose between the Hobbit mask token or the fall festival tokens. We're going to take the festival tokens. Agarther says a cat will always find a way to kill a mouse. Clever. I like it. Okay, so we have done a banner in our way. Okay, there we go. We have done all of the quests in the Haunted Burrow. We have popped back and forth and picked, you know, done the apple bobbing, although we could do it again because it's been an hour. We have done a whole bunch of stuff over in Wistmead. The thing we haven't done is turned in our, continued our Bingo Boffin quest line, but I wasn't planning on doing that today because, one, I think you have to follow it from the beginning. It's a story-driven quest line, and I don't want to like deny any of you from following that storyline. And then also at the end of this particular one, the one that's in Wistmead, there's a long section of a kind of like a instance, and it goes on for a while, and I think that one is fun to engage in and discover yourself. So I don't want to do that one on stream. I don't want to take that away from anybody. So, okay, so the other things we can do are, we can do the horse races. We haven't done those. Oh, we could look at, hang on a second. How are we doing on housing items? So let's take a look at what she's got again. Oh, have I not done these? Hang on a second. I've been trying to buy stuff for this character with other characters who are getting the tokens, you know? But I have actually been spending the other characters' tokens on cosmetics. So that's fair. I might not have actually picked them up for this character. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do some of that. I did get some dye, because every festival has generally 4 dyes. So we've got this festival, we've got the Imladris Fallen Leaf, Ashen Glades Green, Autumn Leaf, and Twilight Purple. The first two are this year available for festival tokens. The second two are this year available for mithril coins. And it's 10 mithril coins for a pack of 6. So, oh, before I say special thanks to Sandy and Megan for donating the stream. Oh, Sandy, I missed it. Thank you for donating, Sandy. That's awfully kind. I'll step back and do a Hobbit flip once I remember how to control my Hobbit. There we go. Hey. Look at this. Yay. Here, we'll do another one just because it's fun and it's cute. So, yay. Thank you. Remember to get your goodies because goodies are fun. I know I'm going to be donating probably on Saturday because I get caught up in watching other people's streams and I want to like encourage them and stuff. So I'll probably do 60 worth throughout the time on Saturday to make sure that I can get my goodies also because I love getting goodies. Yeah, there's some new ones this year. I can't remember what they are now off the top of my head, but oh yeah, there's a frame, like a dragon picture frame. There's the Sam. Oh, the Sam property guard. He was available. What was it? This summer? Sometime. The Sam property guard was available at some point through a code. It was a cross promotion with what was it? Magic the Gathering, maybe. So that was fun. And unfortunately, the Sam property guard with the promo code that they did with the cross promotion came with a portrait frame that was potatoes, but it was only good for one character. That's the unfortunate part. So that character got the property guard, which you could put anywhere, you know, on your server, but only one character got the portrait frame. So the extra life, you can get the property guard, but the potato portrait frame is not available, which is sad. So Megan says, I was surprised to see the sleeping pig. Kind of funny. I love the sleeping pig. That was available as a giveaway code, and you got up to 10 of them. And this was, I think, the summer of 2020, because for some reason I have it in my head that it was around the time of the Bombadil server, and that was the summer of 2020. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm remembering. And so I had like 5 of them. I think I did 5 on Anor and 5 on Evernight, maybe. So that was fun because they're just too adorable. And so then when Anor closed, I was like, dang, where am I sending my pigs? So I split them up and tried to cover. So I had like pigs on almost every server. But man, it was funny, yeah. So it's nice to have that as an option because I think they are too adorable. And I love how when they're sleeping, they're dreaming and you see like little images of what they're dreaming. So like a pie will go by and little Z's will go by. And then sometimes it's like Bingo Boffin goes by. You're like, what? It's so funny. So, okay, anyway, I did get the dies for festival tokens. I did pick those up. So I've got only 6 so far, but I got 6 of the fallen leaf and 6 of the green. And then the autumn leaf and the purple will probably just wait for next year. I'm resistant to spending Lotra points on dies unless I have a very specific like desire for them. Now the fall festival steeds. The steeds are almost always one of my first buys for a character because one, they rotate out. So every time they add a new steed, the oldest one drops off the list and is only available for mithril. So I try to make sure I get as many for festival tokens as I can before they drop off. So the Autumn Traveler, I think, was the oldest one because it's at the bottom of the list, which would, you know, kind of lead me to think that. Oh noes. sometimes this happens where you open up the collections panel and it kind of freezes up. Oh, I hope it doesn't actually freeze up here. That'd be sad if it does. Well, we'll see. So I've got 2 out of the 3. I got the newest one and the oldest one with this character. And the reason why I try to get them with the character is because they are bound to character when you purchase them for the tokens. And so you've got to make sure you get them with that character. You can't, spread it, the costs around. Unlike with like the pet tomes, where you could just buy the tome and then give it to the character that you want to have it. So you might have like one character who's doing a ton of festival, but another character who you want to have this item. With the pet tomes, you can do that, but the mounts you can't. So I try to make sure I get the mounts with every character that I can. Every character that I'm going to want to have them. For a while, and by this I would say like first 2, maybe 3 years that I was playing Lotro, every festival I tried to run every character through the festival, and you've searched for something up top. Maybe that's why. Well, that was my previous search. I hadn't cleared it, and I had closed the collections panel. So I thought I was safe to open it, you see. But no, alas. But anyway, so yeah, the first couple years, I ran every single character I had. Now, to be fair, I had a lot fewer characters then, but it did get to a point where I was running, 6, 7, 8 characters through the festival. And then when Treebeard opened a couple years ago now, right? How long ago was that? A couple years. That Treebeard opened. And so one of the things that Treebeard does is a legendary server, and it had a handful of things that were different that they were like having fun with. And one of them was that each class could earn a pair of titles. You would earn one title at level 50 and another title at level 130. And you are only eligible for earning those titles if you put your character on that difficulty. Oh, hey, we got an anonymous. Awesome. Well, as soon as I am unfrozen in the game, I will do a Hobbit flip to say thank you. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like for example, I had a hunter, and I started her on the difficulty track before level 11, and I put her on difficulty 3 or higher, and so she's eligible not only for one title at 50 and 130, but also a second title at 50 and 130. So I then started one of every class on that server. So I've got a hunter and a burglar and a captain and, everything. And I started running every single one of them through the festival because I wanted every single one of them to make sure they got the mounts and all of these various things. Well, then I realized that was like a terrible idea. So I've stopped doing that. And I have a tendency to just run like 1 or 2 characters through the festival right now because unless there's new stuff that I really want, I generally have the tokens I need to buy what I want to buy. And there's not enough new stuff. And because there's these caps, it's actually kind of funny. Because there's a cap, for example, on the Midsummer Festival, you can only earn 250 tokens and then you're capped out. And I find that I can't run a character through the entire festival without being capped out like 4 or 5 times or something. So I run my character through until they run into the cap and buy if there's anything to buy, but I've gotten to the point where I have so much of the housing stuff that I can't buy anything else. Like there's nothing else to buy. So, and a lot of it you can't, a lot of it's bound, so I can't buy things to give away. yeah, so my characters, I just kind of stop running through the festival, which is kind of sad because I actually enjoy the festival. So I'm like, well, I could do festival and just let it like be at cap, which is sad. But yeah, I don't know. Hang on just a second here. Yeah, Megan, I'm running out of room in storage for decorate stuff too, right? Yeah, and I appreciate that we have the housing decoration carryalls. I love those. I find a lot of use out of those. But yeah, I mean, if it gets to a point where you have like three of them and they're full, then like you obviously have more than you need, it seems like. And it feels like I'm not using all of that stuff. And it's like, well, and I can't find something if I'm looking for it. That's the other thing. So, okay, hang on a second. Okay, I'm getting some desktop support here. So we're gonna, yeah, so basically I'm kind of relaunching Lotro, as it were. We've got this like really weird noise that keeps happening above my head and it's kind of bizarro. Okay, let's get Rosenbloom back in there. But yeah, I understand, Megan, where you're coming from on that. Because it's like, I mean, I kind of want to have like a set of things and be like, this is my, whatever, this is my Halloween decorative set, and just like pull it all out, plump it down. And then when that's over, put all that away and put, be like, this is my Yule set. I think that would be really cool to do. So I'm kind of working on that a little bit. So, okay, let me switch back to different scene. There we go. It's slightly different, but oh, interesting. No, that's still the old scene. All right, y'all are getting the scene then. Things are in a slightly different place on this one, but that's okay. All right, so we were looking at the stuff. I'm not gonna try and pull up a window again. I don't want it to crash again. But basically, I have one more mount that I did not purchase with this character yet. Now, there is all this extra stuff that you can get for your war steed. And I have purchased that for some of my characters because like there's a particular horse pony mount look that I really like. And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I want for this character when I'm on my war steed, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have that for this character yet. And plus this character is like, we're on a server max level 50. The war steeds are far enough away that I don't need to worry about it yet. Yeah, Megan, that's like you in real life. I have too many decorations to store. I used to have a lot of decorations to store, but then we moved to another country. And shipping stuff is expensive. So I was like, do I really need all of this? I went, no, I don't. It just made my life a lot easier. So I just want to point out real quick, I just purchased the Steed of the Autumn Sage. And it's still, so this has like the red box around it, the Steed of the Autumn Traveler and the Steed of the Elk of the Forest Spirit. They have the red lines around them, but the Steed of the Autumn Sage does not. But if I hover over, like the one I know I've already bought, it has the red words there, barring skill, Steed of the Autumn Traveler. And if I hover over Autumn Sage, it's the same thing. It gives me those red words. So it's trying to tell me you already own this. So if I go away from this page, like new items, and then come back to Steeds, now it has the red box around it. So just let you know, it doesn't like live update the red box around it. So don't purchase it multiple times because you'll waste your coinage because you don't get, like, it's not like you get an inventory item. It goes straight to your character. And there's nothing else you can do about that. So you can't trade it away or anything like that. So yeah, so just a heads up there. And then the other thing I wanted to look at was the cosmetic pets, because I don't have the Tome of the Ghostly Cat for this character, and I want her to have it. So I think I'll go ahead and just buy it herself. The Windfell Owl, don't feel strongly about. Goat of the Forest Spirit. And then we have a brown bat, leaf fall kite, oaken kite, gourd lurker. The gourd lurker is super cute. I do like that one. Oh, and the black cat. I like the black cat one. Badger. There's a lot of good pets in this festival. Well, I think though, I mean, we've been looking at festival stuff for almost 2 hours. So I think I'm going to wrap up here in the next 10 minutes or so. I might pop over to the house real quick and look at some of the stuff I bought. Did I buy? Yeah, we might do a little housing real quick. But in general, I'm going to start wrapping up here. So if there's anything you wanted to see or talk about before I wrap up, now's a great time to put that in the chat. Megan says, I've got a living room full of cats in game right now. I tell you, over on Laurelin, once they opened the Littleby housing, I bought 2 houses, and I have had so much fun getting them all decorated up. So I haven't really started decorating my Mordor house too much yet, which is somewhat ironic because I'm in the Deco Demu, thing. You would think that would be the one that I would fix up. But nay, not yet. Hang on a second. Okay, so what did I get? So I was actually curious about the table. I got the clump of trees, and we put that out already, so we can go and take a look at that again in a minute. But the table, I don't see it. I think maybe we'll just go ahead and grab it. Housing items. Let's just go to new. I know I'm pretty sure it's new this year. Yeah. So the small grove of fiery fall trees. I got that, and we have it up in the yard. I think I'll go ahead and grab a harvest pumpkin planter. And then let's pop over to the house and see what that looks like. So I'm going to go to my premium house, not my other house. But there, check it out. I love this emote. It's so good. And a little backpack on her back. And zoom, off we go. I love it. But yeah, over on Laurelin, on one of my Lindleby houses is the living room. Well, so the first room here, I'll show you. You've probably seen this before, but I'll just pop in as a reminder. So on this side, because it's the same house. I love this one Walforth Way. It's my favorite. In this room over on Laurelin, I've put in a couple of fireplaces, and I've made the lighting orange. And then I think I did something soft with the floor also, soft coloring wise. And then I've got maybe a rug in here as well. And then we've got some of the pigs, the sleeping pigs, and I've got the cats on the cushions, and it's all done up for that. It occurs to me that hang on a second, let's grab out of my shared storage. I did grab a whole bunch of Summerfest walls, the wallpaper, to put up to make sure I have it for every wall, because I mean every wall should have this, right? And I haven't been back in to decorate all of my walls as of recent, so I'm like, I should probably just go ahead and do that. All right, so that one. It's also a good placeholder for me because it's like, it's my favorite, so I might as well just do it for every room until I have, you know, something else I might potentially want for that room. This room is such a weird room to work with. I have found it a weird room to work with. I don't know, maybe you all don't have that same experience. But I ended up over on Laurelin, you know, breaking it into like 2 separate rooms. And that seemed to work. Well, thematically breaking it into 2. It's kind of still getting there, you know. All right, and I haven't, I'm not putting it inside the little rooms at the moment. Sometimes I try to do something different with them, you know, have them get a little bit of a different flair. And then over on Laurelin, I've turned this into like a Yule Fest room, and I have it all year round done up with Yule stuff, as well as this room. So I have those 2 set up with Yule decorations and stuff. I have to decide if I'm going to do it the same way here on Mordor, or do I want to like take this room and this room to be Yule Festival stuff? Like I could do it that way. I could just do it in this giant room. It could be all Yule Festival stuff. Could you imagine if they gave us a cool fire pit that was also a Yule decoration? That would be really neat. That would be nice. I really hope that they give us more good fire pit stuff, because it just, the fire pit stuff that we have, it's very Rohirric, and you know, that's nice, but I kind of want something that's a little bit more Hobbity, you know? That would be nice. All right, so let's see what we got here. We have, they're a little aggressive. Oh, hey, okay, so here's the harvest pumpkin planter, sorry, not platter. Here's your platter of harvest pumpkins. It's a cute planter. I like that. That is very cute and hobbity. Very nice. All right, that's cute. You know, might be nice to do a sort of like garden space at this house. I haven't quite done that at any of the other houses. I ended up with kind of more of a animal section is the best way to put it. So let me pull out some of these gardens, flower beds. Yeah, so like, let me show you the chicken coop. Boom, 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 boom. Don't need that. Don't need that. Oh, we could do one of the pots, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so for example, where's a good place to set things out? Probably over here, because there's so many small yard items. So if I did like this, yeah, it is a large flower bed, isn't it? So that's nice. All right, so let's set that there, and then put this vegetable garden, fine, it can be right there. And then do this large flower bed and set it a little farther. That's great. And then, you know what we didn't do is put one there. Oh, that's the cook fire. Oh, okay. That's fine. We can put that, oops, on top of me. So a lot of times I do a cook fire, I'll end up, or something like that, you know, I'll end up putting like a picnic table by it, because I figure, you know, you're cooking and then you're eating right by it, right? Nice little barbecue thing going on. Let me see if I can get this planter closer by, or do I need to move it to a different hook? Probably need a different hook, but we'll give it a try. No, it's coming. All right, it's cool. Yeah, and then maybe scoochy to there, maybe a little further there, a little further there. Okay, that ain't bad. So what I often end up doing is creating kind of more of like this. Let's turn these guys around. Like so. So like, oops, me. There we go. So kind of like this, where I'll have like the chicken coop, and then I'll have like the badger house and the goose house, and all the little pet oriented things, and have them all kind of clustered near each other, so you can just go one to the other, and they're so cute. But I haven't really put together like a gardening section. That large vegetable garden's actually a lot cuter than I had thought. I have been resistant to those because they seem like they take up a lot of space, or don't take up a lot of space, right? And you just end up with like this little teeny thing in a huge yard. But I think this is good. Yeah, I think that could work. So that's a good start. And then we've got the pumpkin platter. So yeah, the flower beds are nice, Megan. I agree. They're very colorful. I really do like them. I really like that. You know what so there's, which festival is it out of? Midsummer, I think, where it's like a little hedge idea. It's a little, the words I don't have right, but it's like a flower bed, but it's like an L shape or a straight line or whatever. And you can get, you can kind of mix and match them and put them together and make a cute little thing. But they're very brown. Like the whole thing will be like, you've got the brown here, and then the inside is like this brown, and then the things growing inside of it are like leaf brown. And it's surprisingly how kind of monochromatic it is. I was kind of disappointed. So I wish there was like a version of that with as much color as you get from like these flower beds. That'd be really cool, right? That'd be neat. I would like that. So, but that vegetable garden's kind of cute. So maybe I will lean in towards making this like kind of a vegetable gardeny kind of space, and see how that turns out, and just move things around from time to time. But here's the trees. So these are the trees that are new this year. This is the, it says if you hover over it, doesn't it? Small grove of fiery fall trees. So that's nice, isn't it? I mean, I like the small grove aspect of it. Ooh, you could put like a hammock in the area. That might be fun. Oh, I'm standing on the trees. Sorry. It thinks something is there. It's glitching a little bit. Probably because I didn't save those properly. Oh well, it'll resolve eventually. Anyway, so that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I haven't. So I'm in the Deco de Miu kinship here on Mordor. And so part of it is that because there's, there's various housing items that you can only get through, this, that, or the other, and like questing or festival, various ways that you have to kind of work at it. So I'm kind of keen that, as a group, we'll be able to work on some of that together, and we'll be able to help each other out and things like that. So that's pretty cool. It's so funny because for so long I wanted the fireplace that you can only get from the Dragok instance, which what is that, like level 75 instance or something like that? So it's not, it's like we got a little ways to go. Oh, I wonder what she's doing. There's a cat on the counter in the kitchen. So we've got a little ways out for that, and I finally got it over on Evernight though, and that was cool. And then they came out with a version of it, basically, that you could get through the festival. I was like, that's awesome. So I'm really quite happy, actually, to have that festival version of it and not necessarily have to worry about getting the housing item version. Because what I do is I put the fireplace, the fire pit version outside, and it's pretty awesome. I do have the fireplace version of it inside, the one that you get through festival, not the Dragok one, over on Laurelin. So that's kind of fun. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, are there kind of like Grail style housing items that I'm after on this server, you know what I mean? And actually, the welcome mats are of that category. So, let's see, if you're not certain what I'm talking about, let me see if I can. Let's see, where do I need to go? Estelden. Let me pop over to Estelden real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then I'll probably start wrapping up here. Let's see, we've got a Sun King says, hello, hello. We are getting close to wrapping up on my stream, but coming up right after me is B4, and he will be streaming also. And talking about Lotro stuff, and specifically Lotro plugins. But yeah, as always, any Lotro stuff is still welcome. So, okay, so you come in to Estelden, and you head back here, and this person here, Amelia, Harried Scholar, she's new.
What can I do for you?
And she's available, I think, possibly only on this server. So she has, sorry, Mordor and Angmar. My apologies. So she has some various things that you can get from her. Some tomes, tome of the Shadow Cat, tome of the Shadow Netherhound, very cute. And then currently we have the Unwelcome Mat, the Spectre of the Forsaken Reaver. You get the feeling this mat was not intended to welcome visitors. So that is taking a replica riff off of a different housing item that has been extremely hard to get, which is later on in like the Isengard instances and stuff, I think it is. It's called the Unwelcome Mat. And so I've wanted that for a long time. So I'm really glad that we are now getting a version of that available on here. And currently, that's the only one of these, but I believe that they will have possibly all 9 of the different wraiths, basically, you know, the Nazgul, available as unwelcome mats. And so I'm really hoping, and I'm excited to get that one. So that's another reason why we're, you know, here on Mordor. Talarian, thank you. Talarian says, and the unwelcome mat, the original, is from Barad Guldur, Barad Guldur's Nazgul. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Son King asks, Koning asks, I just started on the Mordor server. Which class do you recommend for me? And the question before has parried back. It says, do you have a preferred play style? Melee, range, magic-ish, for example. So, yeah, it's interesting because generally when people are like, hey, what's most needed? What class is the most fun? What class do you recommend? It really comes down to you can play anything you want because everything is playable. Like some people will have more opinions on like if you want to do this, you want to do that, like particular raids. You might want this or that or the other, but SSG are always retooling things and, you know, doing a different balance of things. And so, for example, Hunter, which is what I play, has long been known as a bit of a glass cannon. They do a lot of damage, but they go down fast if they get hit, especially if you play in the red line, which is my preferred. Blue line gives you a little bit more mobility, but you don't hit as hard. Yellow line, you can place traps and do a lot more with crowd control, but you don't do as much damage as you do with red line. So just taking Hunter as an example. As of late, a number of the other classes seem to be doing more damage than the Hunter, or yeah, they seem to be more effective when it comes to just like taking stuff down. For example, B4 plays a minstrel, and like his minstrel is extremely effective at taking things down. And there's times when I'm like, why is this taking me so long? I was playing on here on Mordor, starting with new characters, and I started with my Hunter as always, and then I And I was like, this is taking me a while to get through the intro, but whatever, I'll just keep going at it. And then I ran through the intro with a mariner, and I was like, wow, this is just so much easier. What is going on? Hi, baby. This is Kato. And then I think I ran through with a minstrel, and I was like, dude, why is this so easy? So I'm noticing that playing a hunter solo is just not as efficient as it was, I don't know, previously. But I do know that they are SSG, Standing Stone Games, the people who make this game, have plans to retool the hunter. So I'm not going to stop playing hunter. I really enjoy it. So you might say, well, hunter's not great for, blah, blah, blah right now. And I would say, sure, maybe it's not right now, but it might be again. So, so that's why, Sonam Koenig, I would say, pick something playstyle wise that you're going to enjoy, and whether it's the strongest right now or whatever, whatever it is your particular objectives are, it will be fun to play because you'll enjoy it. And then, over time it'll be stronger, and over time it'll be weaker. It'll keep coming back and forth. So I wouldn't worry about, is it whatever, does it fit a particular category that somebody might or might not be looking for right now, because that'll come and go. So that's my advice. Yeah, Megan says, I prefer fun play style over big damage. Yeah, so like I enjoy standing and shooting at things. Yes, before, it says minstrel is bestrel. Before enjoys, shouting at things. I have enjoyed playing minstrel because like I get like a cowbell out and I just play cowbell at things, which I find hilarious. Or just play a drum, so you run by something and you're like, doo-doo-doo-doo, and it falls over. And that amuses me. So anyway. Okay, so Egg Arthur was mentioning about the unwelcome mat. One version is a rare drop from that Bard Guldur that we were talking about before. Another version is for Tattered Shadows. I think that's what we were just looking at. Oh, a third version is in this season of Reward Track. Really? Oh, oops. I better look for that real quick. Egg Arthur points out that the Unwelcome Mat, the third one, is in the Eerie Apothecary set. Oh, right, this server doesn't have it yet. From tier 100 of Reward Track. Okay, well that actually is incentive for me to get to 100 on at least a server. I'll probably have to go check. Treebeard's the one most likely to have gotten the furthest. I kind of quit working on it on Laurelin for this particular track because I wasn't too worried about the rest of it. I got I think the rewards on 25 were the ones that I was the most interested in, and I got to 25, and then I just kind of let it sit, and I wasn't worried about trying to get to 50 or 75 or 100. So, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at Treebeard. Because I'm pretty certain that's the furthest we've gotten on a reward track. Thanks for the heads up, Egg Arthur. That's good to know. And it doesn't tell me how long the reward track is going for. If you're on a character that does not have their legendary items yet from Moria, then they will not be eligible for earning experience on the legendary item reward track. And it just won't give you the information about what's currently on the reward track, how long it goes for, any of that. It just says it says you're not there, go do this thing, and then you get there, but we don't have that yet on Mordor. So there's that. So let's see. Post-Apocalyptica says Mariner is great DPS and good fun, but the Wraiths are difficult. Yeah, but I would think with the Wraiths, you get a large amount of people there. Oh, Wraiths, the individual ones. Yeah. That's fair. Now, once you can dispel corruptions, though, I would think it would get easier. I tell you what, though, I just kited the Wraiths a lot when I was struggling to figure it out with the Hunter. And then I started kind of getting it and a little bit better. Although I haven't been questing recently with this character, so I don't know how it is. It's been a while now. Yeah, I've been busy. So, okay. Well, I think we're going to wrap up my stream for now. And so remember, festival is still going for about another week. I think Sunday or Monday is the last full day of festival. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you get all your festival days in. If you're trying to get stuff off of the festival, out of the festival wrappers, Extra Life is happening now. You can donate now and get goodies off of the Extra Life community loot list that Cordovan has put together. So that is, let's see. Here, we'll do a little EL streamer. I'll promote myself for the moment. If you wish to donate to Extra Life and you want to do it under my name, there is the link to me and the link directly to the Survey Monkey. But here's the generic information, which is the SSG as a whole. We have a team on Extra Life that I am on, and we are raising money for Extra Life for children's hospitals in North America. So there's the link to the full team. And if you want to know more about which specific goodies are on the community loot list, there's the link for that too. So yeah, if you have the financial ability and desire to do so, feel free to join in on the Extra Life donation and goodies. We are doing a marathon stream on Saturday, November 2nd, which is like this coming Saturday, starting at, I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern time and going for 12, 14 hours, something like that, a while. I will be on from 11 to 1 on Saturday. Eastern time. So that'll be fun. Come and join. We'll have lots of giveaways during that marathon stream, as well as the community loot list stuff. So you've got like all sorts of cool stuff you can get if you want to, that you can use in Lotro. Egg Arthur points out there's about 15 days left on the reward track. Thank you very much. So just over 2 weeks. If you have reward track stuff to work on, now is your time. All right, folks. Thank you for coming along. Thanks for those of you who donated. That's very kind. Here, we'll do another flip as a final flip to say thank you for everybody who donated. Really appreciate that. Oh yeah, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween on Thursday. So have fun dressing up and giving out candy and all of that. I have people who have been providing me with candy corn here in the Netherlands because it's not available at the stores here. They have other treats. So I'm getting an infusion of my favorite Halloween treat. That's right. I've got my candy corn. I know, love it and hate it. I love it. So I'm slowly portioning it so I can have it last a while. All right, stick around for B4, who is coming up next for his stream Plugging Along, where he's going to talk about Lotro plugins. Have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you in his stream, and hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. And if none of those work for you, hopefully I will see you next Tuesday. All right, bye everybody.